Hey, you guys. Welcome. I am super stoked out of my mind for today for multiple reasons. This is the G.O.A.T edition of Sunday Speaker Series. Are you guys ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? It is going to be explosive. Listen, I have some amazing, phenomenal women who are the greatest of all times. Yes, the greatest of all times. But before I go any further, I just want to simply say thank you for being here. We know without a shadow of a doubt that you can be anywhere on this Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening or Sunday early morning. We have people tuning in from all over, either on Facebook, LinkedIn, literally on YouTube, as well as here on this stream. And we have the women that are today. Wait, listen, you guys. Okay. I'm like overflowing with joy because both of these women, listen, to literally hire them, for them to simply have a consultation, it literally costs, money. Money is time. But these women, both of them, they are totally heart-centered leaders, heart-centered entrepreneurs. And because of that, I am honored. I'm actually grateful that they said yes to being a guest speaker on the G.O.A.T edition of Sunday Speaker Series. My name is Dr. Tina D. Lewis, and I'm the founder of Global Women Speakers. It is the #1 platform for women entrepreneurs to share their message, speak on stages around the globe, sell their products, and network with other like-hearted, right? We don't care if they're like-minded. We want like-hearted entrepreneurs and women to be here with us. And so really quickly, grab your pen, grab a paper, grab a recorder, whatever you need, because I promise you, this is not the run of the mill. This is not your everyday information. I literally beseech each of the speakers on our Sunday Speaker Series to share something that they don't normally share, that they don't normally give away generously. I want it to be something strictly for Global Women Speakers and our Sunday Speaker Series. And they both said yes. Actually, all of them. We're going to have DJ Bay, who is going to talk about trust. We're also going to have people talking about business credit, as well as artificial intelligence. When I say we have the best of the best, literally, it's the best of the best. We're going to have people talking about faceless marketing. How many of you want to market on your social media platforms to make money, but you're just shy or introverted, or you're just not ready for the world to see the real you? And that's okay. You can literally make hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. And Wendy Amy Porter is going to show you how to do that. Now, without further ado, I want to bring on our first speaker. Actually, I'm going to bring both of our speakers on right now. Alicia Little, queen of AI. When I say queen of AI, listen, she's been in a space before we even heard about a chat GPT, before we all start, giving prompts, etc. And Helen, all the way from Cyprus. Do you know it's like 10 o'clock? Literally, it's 10 o'clock p.m. And she's like, Tina, you know what? For Global Women Speakers, for Women of Truth, her audience, she says, yes, she's going to get on. So I'm ecstatic. I am not going to keep them, be a gatekeeper and keep them in the back much longer. I am going to bring both of these beautiful women to the stage. Ladies, hey, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
Hey, Alicia, meet Helen.
Hi, Helen. How are you?
Hi, I'm really good, Alicia. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much, Dr. Tina. It's really exciting to be here.
Yes. Okay. So as you can see, we're going to have some fun here. We're going to have some fun, right? We have Cyprus, we have the East Coast, and me from the West Coast. We're going to literally give you guys things that, not that you have to learn, and then we're going to give you some actionable steps where you can go and do it today. It's all about execution. How many of us have signed up for a course, a program, read a book, and did absolutely nothing? I know I have. Anyone else? Alicia, have you done that?
Of course.
Yes, we all have. And so what we want to do is Helen's like, I have to, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to give you actionable steps that can literally put you, your brand, your business, and your bank account in momentum. It's all about execution. We can only give you the information, but it's up to you to execute. And so I want Helen to introduce herself, and then I want Alicia to introduce herself. Alicia. You guys, it is Alicia. It is Alicia. You got to get that accento, Alicia. So it is Alicia Little, forgive me. And I want Helen to introduce herself, and then Alicia, and then Alicia and I are going to tug back into the green room, and Helen is going to take the floor. Listen, she's going to show a video. I want you to be totally attentive. Are you following me? Totally attentive. Wow. And I see the people that are watching us on YouTube. This is awesome. I'm getting all these text messages. You know what? You guys are awesome. Every single Sunday, same time, it is going down no matter what, the best of the best, every single Sunday, complimentary information, simply because we want to give you the buffet. You may be a brand new entrepreneur, right, Helen? Or they may be seasoned, right, Alicia?
That's right.
Or you just may be an icon already making millions of dollars. There's something here for you too. And so with that being said, I'm going to turn the floor over to Helen. Helen, over to you.
Well, thanks so much for that very vivacious, beautiful charisma from Dr. Tina. Always happy to be working with and sharing the space with her. So, hi everyone, my name is Helen. I have a nickname, Helenique, from those who know me in circles where there are many Helens, because in my neck of the woods, as you would say, in the island of Cyprus, I live on the Greek Cypriot side, and there's so many Greek women called Maria or Helen. So if you want to be sure, whenever you come and visit, you can call me Helenique, and then you'll know that's why I have that nickname. And I've spent a really long time thinking very deeply into how I would present tonight and what to present, because there's so many different ways that we can add value to each other. And I think tonight I wanted to really focus a little bit more on what is my special magic, because I think this is a very important part of us in our businesses, in our families, in our societies, is to really begin to understand deeply what is your special, unique, special intelligence or your unique selling point. What's your mojo? How can you up your mojo? How do you really look at what is the most unique part of you and really develop that? There's a lot of deep psychological reasons for why we are designed as individuals, totally unique, thumbprint, totally unique. Everything we do, totally unique. Our personalities, our characters, because no one can do it like you do it. And so tonight I'm going to take you on a general journey about the brand I created and why it's so important to understand your own genius and your own magic. If you really want to shine in business, in your life, in your relationships, it's very important to acknowledge and respect what is very special and unique about you, but then to never have that be a reason why you might discriminate or judge or criticize or diminish someone else, of course, because if you acknowledge your own special magic, you will acknowledge that in everyone. And as we just got introduced as heart-based and heart-minded is such an important word that Dr. Tina and I also shared on the invitation I gave to her when we partnered for our project in Dubai. It's very important for me to actually sit with and spend time with and support people to develop the integrity of the heart in the work that they do, because this is really how we can be of service, how we can help each other, is when we can offer this unique brilliance to everyone around us, and we can respect deeply the unique, special magic in another human being. So I always have this little anecdote, and it starts off with this idea that when you have magic, you need no tricks. So knowing what your mojo is, how to up your mojo, is my real special message for you today. So to do that, I want to share with you this really cute video. It's really short, but it's quite special in that it takes you just through the brand of AHA, which is also the YouTube channel I have. I decided to call it AHA Intelligence years ago because I became fascinated as a clinical psychologist for over 25 years. I dipped my toe into yoga. I tried out meditation. I went and studied hardcore clinical psychology for 7 years and did a master's on identity and how we create identity and who we are as women and what femininity is. And then I spent a long while working in rhythm and sound because I found it so fascinating that rhythm changes the brain. So I went into neuroscience and did a lot of deep work on the brilliance of the brain and how we can elevate consciousness, how being conscious in what we do is so important, how becoming very self-aware is very, very important for success in life, no matter what you want to accomplish. And so tonight I'm going to talk to you about elevating your destiny, which is really about upping your mojo. It's about really getting serious about your own special magic in the world, knowing how you're going to extract it in your landing pages, in your speaker platform. How do you come across when you meet people, when you shake their hand at a networking event, where they get a sense that you're giving them, you're transmitting something special of yourself to them, really connecting. And this is all about you realizing at the deepest part of your being this very unique way that you look at life and your own special way of understanding the deeper truth of life and what you're here to do, your calling. And once you start working on that, you can start elevating your destiny. So let's go into the video, because it's going to go step by step into the AHA brand. What is AHA then? And I explain it to you in a few specific steps. So here we go. So here we are with the AHA. Now, one thing we want to acknowledge is that there are certain things in life that are going to increase your ability to become more self-aware, and we need to be able to respect these. So I'm coming to you now as a peak performance strategist, a clinical psychologist who understands that the deepest layer of all human existence is a type of suffering. And suffering or struggling is very important for us. We need to start seeing them as accelerators, no longer getting upset or frustrated or down and out continuously or repeatedly about these down and out moments in life. As you see on the screen ahead, health crisis, financial crisis, career pressure, friendship issues, any kind of grief or loss that you've been through or might go through, any mental health issue, and even workplace stress are at the core of these experiences very difficult, critical moments in life. However, they are also accelerators for what I'm calling the AHA intelligence inside of you, or the special insight that you will develop. As you see at the bottom of the slide, also fear, lack of clarity, loss, negativity. These are all, again, very serious triggers for us to be struggling in life, but then they become a very specific way to take us up. They become catalysts. So as we see this happening, we have to come to terms with the first step, and this is our awareness developing. As our awareness starts to elevate in moments of real stress, one of two things can begin to happen. And these are my key tips for you tonight. Very special information you probably won't get easily anywhere else. And because they are part of my own unique magic. I've spent years looking at eustress. How do we take stress at the most positive moment of our lives and turn it into something really motivating? When you learn how to do that, you are developing what's called eustress. And we're living in such epic times. We need to begin to think about what goals do we have that we think are impossible. They are going to motivate us more than anything else. What is the highest action you can take in life? And then how are you going to elevate your destiny? How can you not be automatically on automate, just running the mill, or just doing what you know you do well? How can you really take it up a notch? How are you going to elevate your future to a place that maybe you never ever expected it to go and would never ever end up in if you didn't take specific steps to motivate yourself with eustress? And then, of course, one of the most important things from the growth mindset, if you have studied that, and if not, come along, do a session with me. I'd love to take you through it. It's such a powerful piece of research that's going to give you 4 tips. The first of which we all know a lot about already, which is really being able to set good goals and to make sure that those work every single day. But the 4th tip in the growth mindset is the one I'm pointing to over here, which is regulating your emotions. It's such an important thing to realize that from now on, if you want to be successful, if you want to have that extra edge in upping your mojo in life, elevating your destiny, you've got to learn how to take care of what you feel. And you need to be able to regulate what you feel, because when a disappointment comes, or you feel guilty for something you didn't finish yesterday, and now you're pushing yourself to do it today, Or maybe you start seeing a friend of yours is copying one of your strategies, or perhaps you're not making the kind of bottom line that you really need to, or you promised yourself a certain kind of result from the work you're going to do, but you didn't get it. You have to manage that emotion well enough, quick enough to not get steered away from your highest aspirations. And then you see on my screen some very special word here. It's a Greek word. It actually refers to a very ancient philosophy about finding a way to reorganize your life so that your life is not just about searching for some happy moment in the future. This is a whole new attitude towards happiness as a state of collecting and sustaining your values. And it's called evdaimonia in Greek. And in English, they say eudaimonia, which is, or eudaimonia, which is referring to this idea that we need to find new ways, certainly in these epic times we're living in, to understand our productivity, our performance is not just about having happy moments or feeling good or dopamine kick while you're scrolling online, or just like doing a few new projects and thinking, oh, well, this is at least means I'm successful. No, we need to be going for something a little bit higher than that. Remember, we're on the first A of the AHA, and we talked about this being about awareness, right? Our awareness about our life having value and us having value, and we are unique. Whatever we do is very unique and special. What we touch can turn to gold, but sometimes it takes a little bit of alchemy to get there. You've got to get through a little bit of mud before you get there. So you need to have an attitude about it. And that's my suggestion to you tonight. My golden nugget, I hope, for you is to remember that even if you don't have the happy moments, you are still building a very specific attitude about value. And that is what eudaimonia stands for. So remember, these are a few tips on how can you motivate yourself. If you want to build eustress, it's very different to getting stressed about work, because eustress produces positive cortisol. There's a whole neuroscientific explanation around all this, which I won't go into, but eustress is where it's at. So that's writing that book you've never written. That's going and talking on stage in an emerging market that you've never been to. That's being able to see the true silver lining in very difficult situations, and then to try and optimize that for yourself. So how can you put in front of yourself motivating, inspiring experiences, and make sure that those are going to really lift you even when time is scaling. And for this, I'm going to give you a few tips. If any of you are interested in more visibility, we have a very special book project going. It's called Women Who Crack the Mold. For those of you that are women that have done something unique, or believe you are unique, or you've tapped into your own unique calling, or you feel like you are standing out amongst the rest, or you are memorable in some way, or you really understood your unique intelligence. I call that your UQ. I'm actually doing research on this right now. I just researched The Biggest Lies Women Believe and wrote a book about that. The Biggest Lies Women Believe also has a remedy in it, but it taught me that we have to go even deeper and understand how we've constructed ourselves as women. And specifically, this is for women. So we're looking at the mold. How do we crack the mold? And I'm very happy to offer you an opportunity to get into that book. Coming up now in Dubai in November for leaders. If you can talk on leadership, I'd love to consider you as a possible speaker there. These are pay-to-play models. And then we have a special retreat in Cyprus. Here you see my picture on the right-hand side. And then at the bottom, you also see Speak in Bahrain. This is a new, fascinating, high premium event that we are organizing next year. And that's going to be in March. The retreat in Cyprus is in October. And then the speaking in Dubai is a very special event as well in November in Cyprus. In Dubai. So you've got some opportunities with us, which are very premium events. We focus a lot on visibility and very specifically executive networking. We're not about big audiences. As the platform I run as a clinical psychologist since 2015, focused on professional and personal development, but now niched down into extra visionary leadership and integrative health for women. So here we are learning.
Helen? Hi, Helen?
Yeah.
Hi, can you hear me? We can't see your screen.
Oh, no.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do? I'm just going to carry on presenting it. And
here's the
just
deal.
really
You have all of these amazing offers. We want to make sure that people can get to it. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, I have women who crack the mode actually right down at the bottom. So go ahead, and Helen's email, actually, I'm sorry, her website is on the bottom as well. Helen, if you can check out her website, hold on one second. It's .com. I promise you it's .com. Helen,
Yes.
AHA. Tell them again what the AHA stands for.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. So the A is for awareness, the H is for hyperscaling, and the last A is for activating your very, very special ability in life to really, really manage. I'm trying to see if I can get this to play. So let's just see if we can get it on there.
Okay.
No. Okay. So the activate is really getting yourself into a situation where you have opportunities that are going to leverage you. And right now there are, so many offers out there, but you want to start looking for an offer that's going to give you a way of activating your message. And how are you going to do that? It's very important to focus on your thought leadership.
Screen. We can see your screen. You see your screen?
Yeah. That's not my screen. That's very interesting. I don't use this platform much. Sorry, everybody. So, I'm normally on Zoom, but I see stop sharing.
It's totally okay. Helen, you just continue. I've taken it away from the studio.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. If you go to helenaha.com, she has those things there. In addition to the plethora of opportunities from being a part of an anthology that's actually going to be an international best-selling project, and she also has speaking opportunities. I can tell you, you want to be in the audience, and you want to be not just in the audience, but you definitely want to be able to contribute. Helen's audience is handpicked. There are people who are high caliber. We have doctors, researchers, people who are heart-centered, even dancers. And Helen is a drummer. She didn't even share her musical genius with you yet. But I'm going to move myself out the way and turn it back over to Helen. Helen, take it away and back over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So good to know that we're moving through this content in a kind of summary form now, because since you didn't see it, I want to make it even easier for you. So this last part about activating is really very important. This is about focusing on your thought leadership. How are you bringing something unique and amazing to the market? What's really original about you and what you do? This is a very important part of the accelerator. We actually focus on that for entrepreneurs, but very specifically experts or leaders who want to put their work out into a very necessary community wanting your leadership abilities. People are looking for experts that can really give them new hope, new direction. They are leaders, they are thought leaders. And so one of my very important tips for you as well today is that if you're going to go into activating your higher destiny, as the AHA model shows you to do, you've got to be aware, you've got to look at hyperscaling, and now you've got to activate. So how do you activate your thought leadership? Journals, books, articles, intellectual property. Try and look for research, not just writing content. How can you be part of something, or how can you start something that's going to have evidence-based content that's going to elevate your credibility? And then you look at online summits, of course, and podcasts, which we all know, but try and be more selective about where you're putting your message, who are you hanging out with. Is there an executive team of people here that can actually leverage what you're doing to a higher caliber of people? Because that really matters now. There are so many people doing so many things. We all know about the noise in the market. So we need to find that thought leadership piece that distinguishes us from everyone else. And I am very excited to work with you if you're interested to do that. It's one of my next golden nuggets here. One of my superpowers is to be able to really help you see your dream self. Where are you really heading in life? What's the higher vision for you and the work that you're doing? How do you extract that and turn it into your intellectual property? And how are you going to package that in a way that gives you authority and credibility? Very, very important. So I call that authority marketing. And then another great tip to activate is to look at peak states. What do I mean? You might have seen a lot of people online lately talking about the brain, talking about neuroscience. You see a lot of people going into these really amplified, high energy, uh, fire and ice, kind of spiritual experiences, walking on fire. All of this has something to do with peak states, taking the brain into higher states. And what that means is either meditating, pampering yourself, praying. These are very important because they boost brain brilliance. Another one is to look at trance. How can you go into, very, very contained spaces where you are, either dancing, I call it glancing into the vision of the future, or trance spaces with experts. Please don't do trance-based experiences with people that don't know what they're doing. Not just any shaman is going to do. You want to go into held, contained, beautiful experiences with people that have clinical experience and who also can take you into some higher states of consciousness. And then another great one for peak states is to work with the power of visioning. You will not believe the science behind this. When you vision a goal, when you really get into it and you connect with your higher knowing, your higher intelligence, the deep truth inside of you, you do the work and you really get to know who you really are, you will see your results skyrocket, because every single piece of outside success is actually an inside job. The second thing there is connecting. Make a point of making deeper connections with people. Try not to be so superficial or shallow in your relationships. If you see they are getting that way, try and veer off and go deeper with someone, or find someone that you respect more, or look for people that have, you admiring them, and try to connect more to understand the relationship you have with them, and that you can grow into more of those qualities. And then transmuting. This is something I believe is very, very very, very empowering and very important for our times. And it's also a high skill. So you've noticed me in this presentation, I've been talking about my magic, my higher skills, my expertise. I want you to also begin to think about what is yours. For me, it's been about really understanding things at the deeper level, and helping people look at the deeper level of their lives and transmute that pain that they've been through, or the loss that they've been through. Remember those things I mentioned at the beginning, these crises we have in life that can become the mud we turn into gold. We can become our own alchemists. We are our own gurus. We are our own shamans. We are our own healers. We are our own coaches. At times, we are our own leaders. We lead our own lives. And the power of learning to transmute is so, so amazing that we have it in us every single second. When you are sick, you can get better. When you've lost something, you can heal from that loss. When you haven't done it well, you can do it better. This is an incredible gift that we have. And I really would love the opportunity to show you more about how you can maximize it and optimize it. And as I mentioned, this is part of peak states. When you learn to transmute, when you learn to transform something that's very difficult into something that gives you wisdom, that's alchemy. And when you do that, you take the brain into higher states, and you can start creating results like never before. And this is a very important part of personal growth work. I'll end the presentation telling you about a bonus we have right now for anyone interested, again, as a female entrepreneur or female leaders. Gentlemen, I have a lot for you in Dubai. If you want to come along and become an extra visionary speaker, sponsor for our event there, you're very welcome. We have loads of opportunities for Enneagram coaching and leadership coaching as well that I can suggest to you. But this particular networking group is Women of the World Network. Dr. Tina is going to be featured on that on Tuesday night, and I welcome you all to that event. It's free this time to come along, and it's a great collaboration with Ella Ballard from the United States that collects women from all over the world, supports them in a network, and then we are partnering with her with my platform, which is called Women of Truth, which is, as you've heard me say, a little bit more focused on integrative health, but also academics, researchers, leaders, women that run foundations, humanitarians, but also really expert business owners and leaders. And together we come into a networking space and we listen to some very specific speakers, only 2 or 3, and then we go into breakout rooms and we look at one lead and one need. So what can you offer the group, and what do you want to ask from the group? What do you need from the group? And then it's a really high laser sharp networking session for you to get out some great value. And so book a call with me, 20 minutes free visibility coaching if you like. I'll give you a little inside look at what it means to get your media, PR, visibility in Europe or global. And I have over 21 media partners to share with you. So I'd be loving the opportunity to get you over on this side if you're in the US, or to help you partner up with some of these great people around the world. And if you're interested in something more done for you, I have that too, which is an accelerator for anyone who wants a year-long optimization, like a PR agency. We're working with SEO optimization, LinkedIn, and high premium, hyperscaling opportunities around the world that can really, really catapult you out into that higher level of thought leadership and expertise that you want to be at to really have higher impact. So awareness, hyperscaling, and activation. Remember, we talked about eustress. I was referring to these very important moments that we struggle in life. Don't worry about them as problematic anymore. Think of them as accelerators. Every tough time you go through, think about something you can do that will give you eustress, and try and shift your attitude to look at the value of it. Eudaimonia, what I spoke about in Greek. I have these offers for you to speak in Dubai, in Bahrain, and to retreat in Cyprus. If you want to know more of those, you can come and visit me. And then for the activation piece, think about how you're going to build your thought leadership and how to activate more of your own magic so that you can actually get yourself into this zone where the peak states are what you want to go for. Remember, that's meditating, trance, dance, vision, connect, or transmute, learning how to do that. It's very important. And then come along to our networking. That's it from me, everybody. I'm very excited to meet you all, talk more. If you want to find me on LinkedIn or send me a message on my website, I really have a wide bandwidth and wide spectrum of networking around the world. So I'm always happy to talk to new people who are serious about getting to that next level. Thanks so much, Dr. Tina. And I'd love to hear now from Alicia what great pearls of wisdom she's going to share with us too. Can't hear you.
I said, hey, it doesn't work like that. You can't just come and give us all of that information and then just disappear. I know it's almost 11 p.m. there in Cyprus, in beautiful Cyprus. But Helen, I really want to hone in on who you are, what you do.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
Sure.
When we are experts and masters in our field, right? We take it for granted because we don't know that other people don't know. So I want you to slow down and let them know exactly who you are and what you do.
Yeah, great. So there's been a lot of talk recently about the way work has changed, the whole mental health crisis that a lot of people are talking about. I know on the news tonight we had some shocking things going on. And of course, for me, I'm always looking at that as what I call a human behavioral scientist. So for me, I'm looking at human behavior. I'm looking at how do we live our best lives? How can we feel the most fulfilled? And more important than anything is how can we make sure that this life really means something and that we feel like we are reaching our fullest potential? Because every moment where we're unhappy or struggling or sad, there's something of that we're missing. There's something of reaching this deeper magic inside of us that we haven't managed to express yet, or that we haven't managed to optimize. So as a clinical psychologist, I remember at the very beginning looking for ways of inspiring people. And that's really the very special pathway I try to stay in. So I run a lot of great, exciting events here in Cyprus on the beach. You know, we're going wild side camping, and then we go to like 5-star hotels for events, and then we drink cocktails on the beach, and then we get serious and we do visibility growth mindset trainings and you know, really try and live a fulfilled life. And for me, you know, it's been an absolute mission in life to be of service to others and to help see more and more people feel inspired by their lives. So it's always a journey. You know, we're always learning from each other. And certainly for me, that part of human behavior and how we work as human beings has gripped me through my career for the last 25 years. And I'm very happy to say that, you know, it's finally starting to feel like the world's catching on. We see more and more content really making us look deeper at who we are, what's possible. And so it's a very exciting time to do this work. And I think it's very, very needed right now that we look at mental health. We look at how can we be more productive? How can we really be better performers in our life and be more integrated as we do that? So yeah, this is me. There's more to me, but this is the main part of me. Go ahead, Gina.
Clinical psychologist, 25 years of experience. And I can tell you, it's just literally in her DNA. Helen is totally not driven. She's led. And that's a big difference when you're when you're led and not driven, right? People are driving for this and driving for that and trying to make it happen. But when it's truly your calling and your purpose, you're simply led. Her steps are ordered. And it's pretty amazing to see her operate like that. And I can tell you this, you guys, you want to definitely tap in, go to Helen, AHA. And here's the deal. I have a $50 gift card for anyone that is listening right now. It has to be right now, not later, not catching the replay. I need you to tell me what AHA stands for. I need you to tell me what AHA stands for. AHA. Here, there are prizes. We reward loyalty. Loyalty pays here when you show up and when you listen, because Helen has like 4 things that she can offer you. 1, speaking. 2, visibility and exposure. I see a meme circling around social media that says, when people sleep on you, let them get their rest. But you know the reality, they're not sleeping on you. They don't even know you exist. And so you definitely need the exposure and the visibility. And Helen can help you with that. Number 3, listen, the book, Women Who Crack the Mold. How many of you feel like you cracked the mold? When I was made, the mold was cracked. It was obliterated. There is no other mold. And the 4th thing, you guys, take the time to just book a consultation call just to talk to her. Because sometimes it's not what they give you, it's just having someone that has a different perspective. You know, that's why it says 2 brains are better than one. You know, a 3-twined cord is stronger than just one. And I can tell you, just talking to Helen in person, being around her, I have been elevated. And the things that she shared, I want to talk about the awareness, the hyper scaling, and the activation. If you truly are looking for any of those 3, or you don't even know what they mean, schedule a consultation with Helen. That's all I have to say. I promise you will walk away from that consultation feeling not just motivated, right? Not just simply inspired, but you will be led to. She can help you find that crux, that fulcrum that will guide you to live in your passion and your purpose as well, and not be more driven for things, but operate from a space of abundance. And Helen, you are unbelievable. I am going to bring Alicia to the front because I know she has something she wants to say. She's been taking notes copiously. I want to know what Alicia has to say. We're going to bring her to the stage. Alicia, are you there? It's always the best things are said on mute. She's muted. Like, I do it all the time.
You are right. I was completely muted. So, hi, Helen. I was just saying, thank you so much for sharing. So it was amazing that you shared, and you shared so much and just so openly. So I love what you offer, and the locations as well. So I know, Dr. Tina, you're big on locations for events as well. So I have some events coming up, and I was texting my team. That's what you saw me do, Dr. Tina. I was like, we need some better locations than the ones that we've chosen. So I love it. Thank you so much.
Better locations or simply collaboration. Helen,
I love it.
Is totally huge in Europe. People that want to transcend that Mediterranean Sea, they can go ahead and do that. I remember when I went to Greece, I went island hopping, right? I went to Mykonos, Santorini, and Athens. but I did not get a chance to go to Cyprus. But I am going. Is it October or is it in? When is it?
It's both. We have a retreat in October, and then we have an event in May.
I love it.
A sound healing event. Yeah. So it's very, very, very a special location now. We have a load of people visiting from all over the world here. I've always been visited by many people. 10,000 BC, the island of Aphrodite, everybody.
Wow.
The island of Aphrodite. So if you want to come and get loved up.
Love it. Listen,
yeah,
so
I can't wait for you to tell us about yours as well. Yeah, maybe exotic for me, you know. Those locations are new for us too. Yeah, very interesting.
I am going to be there in Cyprus, and I am personally inviting each and every one of you to come with me. Let's make it a group thing. Global women speakers will be in the building. I'm going to see if I could drag Alicia. But you guys, Alicia is engaged. She has an amazing fiance, and they are so cute, so cute. So
thank you. Thank you.
All righty. So with that being said, Helen, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much.
Staying up and being here.
I'm going to stay up longer. It's fun with you guys.
Yes, girls' night out. And before
girls' night on TV. Okay, cool.
Three tips. Because you're all about hyper scalability. You're all about visibility, right? Yeah. You're all about being in one. So give us 3 tips on what we can do right now today, whether we're sitting, standing, listening to music, dancing, whatever. Give us 3 tips that we can do to elevate our inner being. 3 tips to elevate our inner being.
Perfect. So first thing, I want you to think about the morning routine. People always talk about this, but there's so much science behind it. So first tip is work out 3 very important things you're going to do every day for the next month in the morning. 3 steps. So it can be as simple as making your bed, and then one of them must include saying something very important to yourself in the mirror. I'll give you a quick tip. I am a genius, and anything I wish or want, I can make happen. You just say that to yourself in the mirror every day. I am a genius.
Helen, on Speaker
I am a genius.
Hold on. On Sunday Speaker Series, we have something called a pause break. And the reason why we have a pause break is because what you just said, those affirmations, in order for them to write them down, in order for them to hear it, in order for them to become it, repetition, hearing, we want them to hearing. Faith comes by hearing. We want you to repeat that. So when you see this, that's like a pause break. Slow down, pump the brakes, and go ahead and repeat it once again.
Perfect. So number 1 is you're going to work out a morning schedule. And in the morning schedule, you find 3 things you're going to do that are empowering, uplifting before you start your day. And one of them must be looking at yourself in the mirror and saying something encouraging, like, I am a genius. I am a genius, and anything I wish or want, I can make happen. I am a genius, and anything I wish or want, I can make happen.
Love it. I am a genius, and anything that I want or wish, I can make it happen.
Yeah. Second thing I'm going to suggest you do is walk. Walking changes the way the brain actually processes stress, loss, any kind of pent-up cellular memory. It also activates a whole, if you do it 40 minutes, 3 times a week. But when you walk, I would suggest you do like a before, during, and after process. And this is, you ask a question before you walk, and then on the way back from your walk, you allow the answer or answers to show you an answer to your question. So you ask the question before you walk, then you walk, and then on the way back, thinking about the answer to your question. And you'll see a very different kind of process happens in giving yourself some insight, some new way of looking at it, a different perspective, and actually you'll be amazed how it primes your brain pathway to start to look for the answer to that question in the days coming up. And you can actually complete a lot of things this way. Like, I don't know what to do about this email campaign. Like, what would be the best approach? Leave the question up in the sky, go for a walk. On your way back, ideas will come. What about if I started on nature? Or what if I'm actually thinking about this exact walk that I'm doing? Or yesterday when I walked this and this. Third thing I'm going to suggest you do, and I'm coming up with these on the spot, so thank you for the challenge. The third thing is, I want to say an act of kindness to someone that you really admire. And think about how you can build more of a relationship with that person, because there's very few things that can really inspire us like mentorship. And it doesn't have to turn into that actual relationship. But when you show gratefulness or kindness towards someone that you have been moved by, it opens a little part of you to soften. And in that vulnerability and gratefulness, there's a new kind of spirit for the work that you want to be doing, or the way you want to show up for your clients, or the kind of appreciation and value you have for yourself, which is a very special, soft way to reach the result that we tend to drive for when we're more ambitious about it. So do something kind and generous for someone that you admire, not just anyone, but someone that you admire. Even if you tell them how grateful you are for what they've shown in your life, you'll be amazed at how it opens them to want to support you or offer something to you in a more acknowledged way as well. I think that's it.
Love it, love it, love it. And I love the fact that you introduced walking, because not only is it good for you and it gets you moving, but it also releases hormones and chemicals called endorphins. And endorphins are responsible. They act with the brain receptor to help you feel better, release stress. And you all know when you don't have stress, you don't get cortisol. And cortisol is what causes you to have weight gain, right? So walking is good for you. I love it. So all of you,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not going to pump iron. I don't have time to work out. You have time to walk. And if you're already walking, then just walk faster. Walk faster. I shared on my Facebook, Helen, a couple of days ago on my social media that on the 4th of July, I had a back out dress. I thought I was gorgeous, a big hat, my little Prada glasses, and my long flowing dress. And a friend of mine pinched my back. And I'm like, what are you doing? And guess what? The reason why they did that was to bring it to my awareness that I now have something called BF, and that's back fat. And so I made a conscious decision to get rid of my BF. And how I'm doing that is I'm decreasing my carbs, because I was having cookies with ice cream on top, and it was absolutely delicious. It was delectable. I was having chips. It's the salt and the crunch. I was eating like red vines. I was doing all types of things. And it all starts from not knowing, right? So you need that person to pinch your back. And so 2 things from that. Number 1 is in the back, so I can't see it. You need a team, you need a tribe, you need women around you that will bring your blind spots to your attention. That's number 1. And number 2 is that what do you need to pinch off? Is it what do you need to pinch off in order for you to be successful, in order for you to truly have that hyper scalability that Helen was talking about? What is it? What do you need to pinch off? I know I needed to pinch off a lot of things. And so in addition to what Helen is sharing with you, those top 3 things in the morning, walk, say something positive, affirmative to yourself. I am a genius. Yes, you too. You're a genius too. And say it with confidence. I am a genius. Like it, as if it already is, as that it's unquestionable that I'm a genius. Say it like that. And the third thing was do something kind to someone that you would love to build an authentic, organic relationship with. Just do something kind. It costs you absolutely nothing. So Helen, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
thanks.
Don't go anywhere yet. Alicia, we would love for you to introduce yourself to the audience. And then once you're done introducing yourself, Helen and I are going to be tucked away in the green room because she is the queen of AI. I'm not going to say much after that. I'm going to let her introduce herself. And then when she talks about the queen being the queen of AI, I'm going to ask some questions. Sure. And you guys listen. I know. You're not ready for AI. I get it. But I'm going to tell you that you got to be ready for AI. Working in the medical field, do you know what we went from manual writing and charts to electronic charting, do you know there were so many nurses that quit their jobs?
Wow.
They left early. There was one in particular that just touches my heart. She lost $100,000 in her retirement because she didn't want to use the electronic system. She did not want to adapt to technology at all. And no matter how many people begged her, no matter how much money it was, she said she just didn't want to do it.
Didn't want to do it.
So she left 2 years early, lost $100,000. And I can tell you, she didn't have to do that. I mean, I even said that I would help her. She had a tribe around her. She's been a nurse for over 35 years, that we would help her, but she left. And so I'm going to share this with you. Embrace the indifference, embrace the change, embrace the difficulty, face those challenges. You have people like Alicia and other people who are in the AI technology space that literally can guide you on how to make it elementary. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? I know it seems like a lot. For the last 6 months, I've been entrenched in AI, and I am loving what I'm learning. I'm learning so much now, I think I can share it, right? But I can tell you this, Alicia is a mentor. She is a coach. She does do consulting, and she's been doing it forever. When I say forever, I mean forever. As I mentioned before the broadcast, before we even thought about a chat GPT or signing up or getting on a wait list. So with that being said, we are all here live. This is no mid-journey. This is no AI. We are here physically in person. Right, Helen? We are here in person. We are here live and up close. So without further ado, I would love to introduce you to this lady who is the queen of AI. She didn't name herself. We named her. She's affectionately known as the queen of AI. She's been involved in technology and digital marketing for decades. Without further ado, Alicia Little.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Alicia Little, and I am totally addicted to artificial intelligence. I completely love it. I've been in the digital marketing space now for 24 years. And as a marketer, first and foremost, I love really looking at how we can leverage tools to make progress. You know, as things evolve, and Dr. Tina, you were talking about the nurse. And here's the thing, it's really about progress, especially in healthcare, but it's all about progress. So I had a lady that I taught marketing to, and marketing with AI, and she posted on my Facebook, I was able to do the 7 email series in 2 minutes that you taught us to do, but I feel guilty. So when I responded back to her on Facebook, I said, did you use a washing machine this week or in the past week to do your laundry? And she replied back, yes. I said, did you feel guilty? And she said, no. I said, well, you should feel guilty, and you should be doing your laundry by hand, because if you don't like progress, then you have to think of all of the advances, the technology, the machines that we're using, how it's helped us to progress our lives and make things easier. And you know, my family's from Jamaica, and I can tell you that I have hand washed laundry, put it on a line in Jamaica. So I know what that's like. So, you know, I always tell people to embrace progress, and that's what I've done as a marketer as well. So every time new tools and technology come out, I do my best to be on top of it, not just for my business. I have a training company, a digital agency, but also for those that I help and those that I train and those that I teach, and for my clients. So I totally love progress, and I'm really big about progress. And then, you know, how AI is reshaping everything. One of the things that I loved you say is you're like, this is us. We are here live. Because with AI, there's so many opportunities for us to multiply ourselves, our efforts, you know, do things pre-recorded, create video content with AI. So it's an exciting time. And the last thing that I'll say in this introduction is that when we think about our backgrounds, you know, I'm in tech, I love marketing, I'm in AI, but my background is in environmental science and geology. Like, I'm the furthest person, if you look at my background and what I went to college for, that should be in artificial intelligence. And then I went on to do a master's in public health with a concentration in environmental science. Like, totally every job I've had has been in the environmental field, but here I am totally excited about artificial intelligence and the impact that I can have. So I always tell people, it doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what business you're in, because AI is affecting every single industry. And as entrepreneurs, as women, as speakers, as trainers, as content creators, we have an advantage if we jump on AI and jump on it now.
Boom, there you have it, advantage. How many of you, by a show of hands, by an emoji, by a comment, want to literally be in front of the wave, that want to progress, right? No one's driving buggies anymore. Are we guilty for not walking? Are we guilty for having a car with a motor in it?
Right, exactly.
Guilty for watching things in color? Like, let's talk about it, right?
That's right. That's right. It's so important.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to tuck ourselves away into the green room, Helen and myself, and I am going to bring to the forefront Alicia Little. I want you to do two things. One, listen, listen, listen. Number two, I want you to take notes. Why? Because when this is over, it's just the beginning. I want you to take the actionable steps that she's going to give you, and I want you to implement them ASAP, like ASAP. Because those of us who went to school for outside of medicine, like myself, or attorneys, or just professional careers, say sociology, psychology, all of those things. Today, you guys, you almost need a doctorate to make any money in those fields. And then there are people who are leveraging AI, social media, who are making more than attorneys, doctors, and the like. Right? So if you want to, you don't have to quit doing what you do. So we're just going to show you how to do it more effectively and more efficiently by using AI, artificial intelligence. And we're going to talk about the good and the bad of it as well. Just stay tuned, because this next portion is going to be fire. So thank you, Alicia, for being here. Thank you, Helen. Helen and I are going to move ourselves to the background.
Okay.
Alicia, take it away.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So where do we even start when we're talking about AI and how you can truly take advantage of it? Well, I always tell people to do this first. But let me back up just a little bit and talk about what actually is AI and how are we using it. So artificial intelligence, very simply, we're just looking at tools that can do things that we thought only a human could do, only a human, and we had to use our brain capacity to do these different tasks. So really good example of that is that I told ChatGPT to write a story. So ChatGPT, one of the most popular AI tools out there, it's got the most media attention, but I told ChatGPT to write a children's story about a cat. Now, 60 seconds later, less than 60 seconds later, the children's story was done. And so then I asked ChatGPT, what did you think about? Like, what did you think about before you wrote this children's story? So ChatGPT talks about, I thought about the character. I thought about the lessons in it for children. So it thought about all of these things before it wrote the story, all of this done in less than, I think it was 52 seconds to be exact. So we thought that the best children's stories could only be written by the best writers out there who know the components of the children's story. But now AI knows those components as well. So you have to think about how it can help those authors now, writers. And so AI, what you thought only we could do with human reasoning, now machines can do. And it's really based on the data set that they're trained with. So here's a really good example. So if I was building an AI tool and I wanted to teach it, what I would do is I would feed it the information that I want to teach it. So if I'm just starting off, hey, this tool is brand new, I want it to identify animals, I would feed it a picture. Let's say I have a cat. So I would say, this is a cat. Boom, I'd feed it another picture. This is a cat. Boom, another picture. This is a cat. And then now to test it and make sure that I've trained it properly, I would then show it a picture of a cat. And I'd be like, what is this a picture of? And the software would come back and say, this AI model that you've now created would say that's a cat. So just as how we were learning when we were kids how to identify a cat, and then now every time we see a cat, we said, that's a cat, that's a cat, that's a cat. So the same thing with AI, and we call that machine learning. You're teaching the machine. And then generative AI is where AI can now generate something for you. So you can go to a tool whether it's ChatGPT or you want to create a tool that makes images, and you can give it instructions. And with those instructions, it will create what you want it to do. So generative AI is AI generating something, creating something that wasn't there before. So my favorite website for generating images is called ideagram.ai. So I would go to ideagram.ai and I would say, generate an image of a cat or create an image of a cat. And then 60 seconds later, boom, an image of a cat is created. So as we think about AI, we're like, wow, it can create all these things that we need. Now, going back to really getting started with it, think about where you have challenges, things that take up a lot of your time, things that, as you look at it, you're like, I wish I didn't have to do that, or I don't do that well. And so now you can say, all right, here's all the places that take up time. And how can I, and what AI tool could I use to have AI do it for me? So since this is a speaker series, first of all, shout out to Global Women Speakers. I love this. I love this Sunday series and everything that you all do. Dr. Tina, I'm blown away by everything that you do. So shout out to you. So let's say that one of your speakers is really looking to improve their bio as a speaker, and they identify that the audience that they really want to be in front of more is, let's say, the healthcare. They're a nurse, want to improve their bio so that they can get speaking opportunities in the healthcare niche. So you can go to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, I would like for you to improve my bio. I would like to speak at a healthcare summit. Give it the name of the healthcare summit, give it the website of the summit, and then say, I will be giving you my bio. Let me know what you need in order to improve it, and then improve the bio. So ChatGPT will say, great, give me your bio. You feed it the bio, and then the next thing that it says is, here's the things that I need from you to make it better. It'll say things like, have you won any awards? Have you spoken at any conferences or Zooms or live sessions? Like, it'll ask you all these questions. You answer the questions, you push go, and now you've got a brand new, amazing bio. And then it's also really good at analyzing the work that it did. So now you can say, analyze that bio and let me know if, when the conference facilitator, the board that's deciding on the speakers, when they read this bio, will they be impressed? Will they be so impressed that they immediately pick up the phone and call me? So ChatGPT will say, well, if we can do these 3 things, or you can give me this, I'll rewrite it to make it appeal more to them. So it's really good at doing analysis, but you have to ask it to. So let's go back to generative AI for just a second. And I will share, let me see if I can share my screen. Hang on one second. Yeah, I'm going to share my screen just with a really cool tool to give you a sense of generative AI. So let me go ahead and share the screen. This site is called Ideagram, and I did tell you that it's my favorite AI site. And I love it. Sorry. I love it because it can really show you the capabilities of AI, what it can do and what it can do in a short period of time. So here we go. Share screen, and I'm going to go to Ideagram, and I will give you the URL. So here we go, sharing it. So you should see Ideagram right now, and it's IDEO gram, GRAM.ai, Ideagram.ai. So on this website, you can create images. These are AI images by asking it to create an image. So we're talking about cats. So it says, what do you want to create? A illustration of a cat. An illustration of a cat, and we'll just keep it simple like that. I'm just going to push illustration. Over on the right side, I can put the size, like, do I want this vertical, square, or horizontal? And I'll push vertical, and then we'll just press generate. And so what it's doing right now, it says generation process 8%, 19%, 36%. I should have timed this. 46%. It's generating an image for us, and you're going to see it generate it in just 1 second. So you can see it's creating that image, an image of a cat. And all I did was put something really simple. So I put an illustration of a cat. And what do we see? 4 illustrations of a cat. So here's our image of the cat. And so this is generative AI. We can generate images, content, PowerPoint presentations. So I'll show you a PowerPoint presentation now. Now, when we talk about social media, I do use Ideogram to create my social media images, content, flyers, and that sort of thing. But I want to go to another website that's super, super important for speakers and presenters, and this is called G.A.M.A.app. So GAMMA.app. Make sure you write this down, because once I show you this, you're going to say, wait, what was that website? What was that website? So it's G.A.M.A.app. So now that I'm on G.A.M.A.app, there's 3 things to do. I can paste in an outline. I can just give it 1 sentence and it will generate a PowerPoint, or I can import a file or add a file. What we're going to do right now, for the sake of time, is just click generate. And all I have to do now is tell G.A.M.A. what I want to create. So think about, what presentation do I want to create? So let's say I'm going to say 4 keys to, let's see, a great presentation. If you, so to presenting. Okay, so I'm going to put 4 keys to presenting confidently for introverts. Anybody here an introvert? So I'm telling it, that's what I want to create a presentation on. So now I click generate outline. And so now it says overcoming anxiety, embracing your strength. So this is the outline for it. If we keep going down, it's just asking us the amount of text per card we want. I put medium. How do we want the images? We want them created as AI images. And while I'm teaching you this, G.A.M.A.app has a free version. And on the free version, I think they let you do like 8 to 12 PowerPoint slides. So you see it says 8 cards, and a card is just a PowerPoint slide. So now the last step of the process is we have to just pick a template that we like. So we can pick any of these templates here. You see these templates that I'm scrolling through. So now let me just pick one here, pick this colorful one, and then we click generate. So now we're about to time it. So let me turn on my timer on my phone. You can turn on your timer too if you don't believe that I'm going to be timing it properly, but I'm going to turn on a timer just to make a point. And the point is, think about how long it would take you to create this presentation on your own. And now, right, I've got my timer on with laps on it. So, oh, it's hard to see. Oh, put it in front of me, right? So I'm going to press the timer right after I press generate. Let me get it ready. You guys ready for this? So here we go, generate. I click the timer, and let's see how long it takes to generate a PowerPoint presentation. Also based on my internet connection. I'm in an Airbnb traveling, but here, okay, overcoming anxiety and preparing thoroughly, the introvert, leveraging visual aids to, it's going so fast, I cannot even read what's on the, managing, embracing pauses and continuous improvement. All right, well, I could not keep up with how fast it was generating, but we can see that it had, oh, I forgot to press the stop timer. It was probably about 22 seconds, right? This says 29. It was probably 22 seconds. 22 seconds to generate a presentation. Is that shorter or longer than it would usually take you to generate a presentation? So as we look at the presentation, so let me just put it in present mode really quickly. I'm in my sister's account, so I'm going to delete her name, Lorette. I didn't realize I was in her account. Let's delete her. So it will, all the images it creates them with AI for you. You can change any of them. You can change anything on this presentation. The whole point is just to show you how quickly this is done. And if you're an introvert, just give a shout out, a thumbs up. If as you're looking at this, you're like, that's a good point, and that's a good point. So the first one is overcoming anxiety and embracing your strength. Identify triggers, practice mindfulness, focus on your value, reframe negative thoughts. Sounds good to me. Preparing thoroughly, the introvert superpower. That's a good one. Research and outline, practice delivery, anticipate questions. All right, that's a good one. Leveraging visual aid to boost confidence, visual storytelling, visual cues, engage multiple senses, engaging the audience with authentic connection, eye contact, body language. Okay, those are all good points. Authenticity. Introverts, you liking this so far? Managing energy levels during presentations, says what to do before, during, and after the presentation. And if you've ever prepared a presentation before, is this a good flow for the content? That's the next question. So it says embracing pauses and silence for impact. Now, didn't Dr. Tina just talk about the power pause? So here we go. Create suspense, allow reflection, show confidence. All great. And then continuous improvement, reflecting and refining, seek feedback, review recordings. How's this sounding? Learn from others. So our presentation that was done in 22 seconds with Gamma, and you can change, I kind of like the first image. So I can click on this first image here, remove it, and then generate a new image with AI. So, I'm not going to type in the prompt now, but you can type in something that you want it to generate, and it will generate that new image for you. So when we think about AI, we think about measurable impact. Write that down, measurable impact. It is so important. And here's why. So, okay, it's got some images that it created here, illustrations. I am just going to put them in. So now that's in. So when you think about measurable impact, it's what is AI doing that makes me more efficient, saves time, and then, what is the other impact? It's always money. So it's like time savings, cost savings, and efficiency. So as we're looking at the cost savings, if you had to hire someone to create an 8-slide PowerPoint, how much would it cost? Probably between $300 and $1,700 to $2,000. Just depends on who you're hiring. So how long would it take them? They probably ask you for 4 days to a week because they've got other clients they're working on. So now, time savings. We did this in 22 seconds, even if it took us 10 minutes because we want to change some of the content or the images on the slide. So, and then you look at efficiency. Well, if it usually takes me sitting down for 4 hours to create a presentation like this, how many presentations can I now create in that 4-hour time? I can basically create 2 presentations a minute. So we're talking about cost savings. We're talking about efficiency. I can do so much more in those 4 hours, right? I'm so much more efficient now. Time savings, efficiency, and then cost savings. So you're looking at all of these different factors. When you ask yourself the question, should I be implementing AI in my business? Should I be implementing AI in my career? And the answer is yes. There's a famous saying that says, it's not that AI is going to replace all the jobs. AI is going to create new jobs as well. But here's the thing. The people that don't embrace AI will be replaced by the people who do. AI gives us such an advantage. We have the opportunity to leverage so much with artificial intelligence. And let me stop sharing the screen for a minute. As I get deeper and deeper into AI and explore AI, it's always, what is the value that using this has on our business and our life? And it's always huge. It's always huge. I could go on I know my time's probably already up, but I know that I could go on for days and days and days about the AI tools that I use, what I use for what, when I use them. But I want to just kind of leave you with this. In our business, we have a policy for our staff. So we have in our main business, we probably have 18 staff members, right? And our policy is AI first. We pay you, the business pays you. So if we ask you to do something, you are going to do that. But always you're looking to see what AI tool can do it for you first. We don't do things the old way anymore. If I ask you to write a blog post for me for the blog, you do not open up a Word doc, stare at the screen, and start asking yourself, what am I going to write a blog post on? No. You go to ChatGPT and you say, I need to write a blog post. The blog is about artificial intelligence. and give me 10 trending topics on AI right now that I could write a blog post about. It'll give you 10. You pick one, or you say, which one would be the most popular for this audience? It'll give you one. And then you say, all right, create an outline based on this. And if you want to add some things and include this, this, and this, and this, and it's for Alicia Little, give them that information. And now it's like, boom, here's an outline. And if you love the outline, you go back to it and say, okay, turn that into an SEO optimized blog post for me. Boom, it creates it. So in our business, I tell, from our blog post writers to our press release writers to our graphic designers to our social media team, we're not doing things the old way anymore. Our policy is AI first. And so that means you are committed to using an AI tool to get it done. So why would I do that? Because it's going to save me time. It's going to make that team member more efficient, and it's going to save me money. So we have a guy on our team who used to write press releases manually. I mean, really by the computer. So he used to write the press releases, and it would take him, on the best day, 3 hours to write the press release. And then he'd ask me for a quote, and I'd be like, I don't know, make something up. He could never make anything up. So then that takes more time, 2 days for me to get back to him. But I built a bot, a software tool now that makes these press releases for us. And now it takes him a maximum of 5 minutes because he has to answer 7 questions. What is this press release about? What's the date? Where's it from? Da, 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 da. But the bot even makes up my quote for me, and it's better than if I was to make it up myself. So what have I just done? I have turned the guy on our team who it used to take at least 3 hours to write a press release, and with our AI first policy, he can now write a press release in 5 minutes. You're right. And so we've helped PR teams, publishing teams. We do a lot of work in government, corporations, large and small, and with entrepreneurs to say AI is game changing. And if you're not embracing it, you are going to get left behind. It's not maybe you'll get left behind. No, mark my words, you will get left behind. I'll be like, I told you, bye-bye. You really need to embrace it. And the good thing about it is that even though AI, like you're seeing all these companies integrate AI into their software, Samsung phones with AI, the MacBooks now have so much AI incorporated, like AI, but we're still in the early stages of AI, right? The early stages. So if you get in now, you'll be an early adapter. Every industry is impacted by AI. Every department of every business agency is impacted by AI. So now you're thinking to yourself, if I don't jump in, what will happen? If I don't embrace AI, what will happen? And then you're asking yourself the better question, when I do embrace AI, how is that going to 10x my business? How is that going to make my personal life better? Anything. I need a recipe for tonight. My niece wants some sort of pasta. I'm going to ask AI, give me a pasta recipe that's perfect for an 11-year-old and who loves, this, and this, and a lot of cheese. And it will give me the recipe and step-by-step instructions to prepare it. So every aspect of our life. She gave me a school shopping list. I'm going shopping with her after this. She gave me a school shopping list. And the shopping list had all sorts of stuff on it. It was very disorganized for me. So I put it into ChatGPT and said, this is my niece's shopping list. We're in this part of Florida. She wants all these items here. Reorganize the list by store, and then give me the average price or the price that you can see online of each item. Calculate the amount that we're going to spend at each store and give me a total amount to spend. And if you can find the item cheaper online, give me a link to get it online. So boom, everything organized by every store. So now we're taking our paper and say, all right, we're going to start off at Old Navy, and then we're going to Ulta or wherever. So it saves so much time, makes us all so much more efficient. So don't just use it in your business or your professional life, but every aspect of your personal life as well. It can change things. In our business, we grew a little bit over 18% in our training company, one of our training companies that's based out of the US. So we grew a little over, it's like 18.69% was our growth. But by the midpoint of this year, we have already exceeded what it took us to make in a year last year. And in 2022, when we started using AI, that, it was double of what we made the year before. Like, it just keeps getting better and better. But that's because we have put AI policies in place. We have put AI tools in place for our teams to use, and we're all in on embracing it. So I know my time is up now, but I just wanted to say, ride the wave, right? Ride the wave all the way to the bank. Make sure that you're leveraging AI every step of the way. And as you're looking to, really empower yourself and build yourself within the Global Women Speakers organization, you really need to say, how can I level up my game? How can I use AI to stand out? And if you don't know, here's the kicker. You don't need to know the answer. All you have to do is go to your favorite AI tool. Mine is ChatGPT, and ask ChatGPT that question. I'm in Global Women Speakers, and I really want to stand out more. I'm not standing out enough. Dr. Tina, I need to just be in her face so she notices me. I want her to really, really notice me. This is who she is. Here's her LinkedIn. Here's her website. How can I really stand out to this woman? How can I really get her to notice me? And it will tell you, it will analyze her, what she does, what she likes. You can connect it to her LinkedIn page, and it will say, if you want to stand out to her, here's the 3 things that you need to do. So now you do those 3 things and she notices you. So it's these types of things that anytime you have a question, don't just let that question float out in the air. Don't. We all have questions. We think about, I put the apps on my phone, Dr. Tina. And so if I have this question while I'm out somewhere, I will ask ChatGPT, how can I stand out to Dr. Tina? Get the answer right there so that, we're not left with these things that we wish we could do, that we wish we could execute on, because we can. And if you don't know exactly what to do, you don't need to anymore, because AI can give you the blueprint, the game plan, and get you on the right track to really achieving your goals.
Wow. I mean, I'm speechless. Very loquacious, but I'm speechless now. You guys see, when I say I'm going to bring the GOATs, the greatest of all times, she said 2022, right? She's been in digital marketing for over 20 years, for decades, you guys. Listen, she says she's Jamaican, so that should tell you a lot right there.
Good one.
Right?
Good one.
Yes, she's going to get it done no matter what. You see, she talked about her multiple empires. And I want to bring Helen back to the call, back to the broadcast for multiple reasons, because I see she's back there. And when Helen is thinking, when she's literally contemplating and pondering what's next, her eyes get big. And I just see her backstage. I got to bring her to the front because I know she's like, oh my gosh, I have something to ask or something to say. So let me go ahead and bring Helen on. Helen.
How did you know? Because I don't know if I'm going to surprise you both or not, but I generated a presentation while you were presenting on my brand on the accelerator, and I was amazed by it. And I have a burning question.
Yes. What is your burning question?
And the burning question is, can you go back and retweak the prompt? Like I got amazing content, 10 pages on the whole thing. And I think you're a genius just for putting out, and anything you wish and want can happen, of course. Because you sold it to us, I think very much that we have to ride the wave. I think that's really the point, that, the resistance people are having is also a bit of a waste of time, because I heard some amazing persons say that AI is just a reflection of what the human mind has trained machines to do.
Right.
So we shouldn't be threatened, because they need to show us what we can do. So my question was, can you tweak it? If I now get all the AI pictures of a younger demographic of women, can I go back and say, hey, can you, increase the age of this person, edit it, or do you have to do the whole thing again?
Yeah. So if you create the image in Ideogram, they have a remix feature where you can, bring the image back up. And that might be just in the pro version, which is $20 a month, but you can bring the image back up. And then it asks you, how much of the elements of this image do you want to keep in it? So you'd be like, I want to keep 60% of it. And then you're going to put and change the prompt to what you want it to look like. So now instead of saying a professional woman, you can say a young professional woman or a mature professional woman over 55, something like that, so that it'll keep that image that you have, but change it enough so that it gives you what you want. And then in Gamma, so you could create that in Ideogram and bring it into Gamma, because you can press this upload button and put that into Gamma. But in Gamma, where it has the image, you would remove that image, and then you would click on create an AI image. And then there's a prompt there that allows you to describe what you want. And you can use the prompt that they give you and then just change it a little bit to exactly what you want. So Gamma's great at creating images. Ideogram is great as well. And kind of by playing around with both of them, you see what you want. But I will usually create my images in Ideogram when I want something specific and custom, and then bring it into Gamma.
Amazing. You have all the answers. You've convinced me that it is a waste of time to do anything any other way. Seriously.
It is. And Helen, you are the prime example. That's why we talked about being the GOAT. She was here. She didn't have to say, I'm going to wait. I'm going to do it later. She didn't have to carve out any more time. She did it right here. Right now. Why not? Why not? So now she has condensed her time. See how powerful AI is? Her staying here, investing her time, and then investing another hour later to play around with the app or to explore it. That's just more time. And one of the things she stated about, AI, you guys, I want you to get this. It's personalized. It's like having your own robot named after you. You feed the prompts. It gets to know your demeanor, your personality, your persona, if you will. So your ChatGPT or your Bard or whatever whatever AI tool you choose to use that you have a greater affinity for, then it becomes you.
That's right.
Becomes you. So this is just really awesome. Like I said, we're going to have nothing but the GOATs, the greatest of all times. And Alicia, I cannot wait for all the things that you shared with me personally, offline, the things you shared here with our community, and the things that you're going to be sharing specifically for Global Women Speakers is going to be, bar none, the very best. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. I want you to follow Alicia today on her social media, on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, the same for Helen. These are women that are paid for these services. But you know what? They're giving of their time, their greatest asset here on the Sunday Speaker Series, the GOAT edition, complimentary, just for you. So if you do not take what they're sharing, there's nothing we can do about it. We are giving you the tool. We're giving you the tea. We're exposing and ripping back the curtains and showing you what these ladies have done. Alicia has built multiple million-dollar organizations, companies based off of what she just shared. If I were you, I would definitely take notes. Like, I'm taking notes, and I have direct access to Alicia. But guess what? I'm still taking notes. Why? Because I can tell you this. I don't have decades of digital marketing experience. I don't have decades of AI, but I can tell you just these last 6 months and being entrenched in it, I'm a beast. And just wait for the next 6 months. It's going to be explosive. Alicia is my mentor. It's going down. That's all I can tell you. It is going down. I will be, at the front of this wave. I can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. Either you just go ahead, you go forward, or you go backwards. And two things. One is, she said that it's not that AI is going to take jobs, right? Not at all. You're still going to need the human touch. Who's going to feed the data into AI? So you have to learn it. It's an absolute must. You have to, like Helen said, you don't want to waste your time saying, no, I don't want to do it, restraining, complaining, forget it. Jump off the cliff of AI and grow your wings on the way down. It's really simplistic and it's fun. You get to do it on your own time. So I encourage each and every one of you to get better, to get trained, to become knowledgeable, to become more proficient, more effective, more efficient, and to personalize your own ChatGPT. That's just the bottom line. 3 other things. Number one is it totally improves your accessibility to what we have access to. You no longer have to go to a library.
That's right.
Right? We used to go to the library, research all of these things. You no longer have to do that. Matter of fact, there is controversy about kids using ChatGPT in school or artificial intelligence in schools. So you don't have to simply change your career, just simply broaden your horizon, be open so you're knowledgeable, so you have a keen sense of knowledge of what's going on in the space and how you can carve out your own lane.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an architect, AI architect, and AI engineer.
No.
But just being knowledgeable is sufficient enough, right, Alicia? Would you say so?
Just being knowledgeable is not only sufficient enough, but it's also fun and satisfying because you can do so much more. Like my niece, my younger niece, she was 4 years old when she asked me, but she asked me if she could have leggings that no other kid has. Like she wanted to be different. So I was like, all right, what do you want on your leggings? She said cats. So, we went to Ideagram and I asked her specifically on these cats. She wants them colorful, all this kind of stuff. We created a pattern, went to Printify, put it in Printify. And then, a week later, these amazing leggings arrived that she wears to, pre-kindergarten. And everybody's asking her where she got her leggings. She's like, AI made it, but it allows us to do things that, not only does it make us sufficient, but it gives us the edge. It's satisfying. And, there's so many use cases for it, is I guess what I'm trying to say, that you will see the improvements across so many different parts of your life, your profession, your business.
Love it, love it, love it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this live, I want you to drop some emojis on YouTube, on LinkedIn. Go and say, I was just on the G.O.A.T edition of Sunday Speaker Series, and OMG, I heard Helen speak and I got an aha moment. And talk about what the aha is. Go to the LinkedIn, to Instagram, Facebook, and say, you know what? I just heard Alicia Little speak. And I promise you, I wasn't sure if it was her in the flesh and blood, or if it was AI, but the knowledge she gave me were totally golden. It was gems. It was bar none, the absolute best. She made it elementary so you can use it. And if you're looking at Helen's face, that's because she's over there doing her presentation.
I'm looking at the other. I just generated another one based on mature women and reading through the content. And it's a very good way to build that template and also think more about where you want to go with something without all the waste. Time of setting it up to begin with.
Hey guys, I told you, I said if you come on Sunday that you will be able to walk away with actionable steps. Helen was a guest speaker because she is powerful, right? Yes. She is the founder of an organization. If you want to tap into Europe, you want to make sure that you are aligned with women who truly operate with integrity, people who truly have a heart to serve, and people who have the network, right? And so Helen absolutely is that person. And she's over there doing her second presentation, not one, but her second, all in 5 minutes.
Go, Helen, go. No, not surprising there that she'd be on the second one already. Not surprising.
Exactly. And so if you want to see these ladies, they will be on stage physically at Global Women Speakers events. We have Moguls and Mimosas coming up in Miami, Moguls and Mimosas coming up in Marina del Rey. And we also have, of course, you already know, last year we went to 11 countries. Italy, we went to Dubai, South Africa, Johannesburg, and Cape Town, the Philippines. We went to Singapore. We went to Paris. This is our itinerary, right? Global Women Speakers is the #1 platform for women entrepreneurs to share their message, speak on stages around the globe, sell their products, but most importantly, network with other women around the globe. We are not gatekeepers here. And if you are interested in being a part of Global Women Speakers, you must have these 5 core values as part of your moral compass. And #1 is charity. Yes, we volunteer for a plethora of different organizations and causes, whether it's Alzheimer's, breast cancer, whether it's multiple sclerosis, prostate, anything. We do celebrity golf tournaments. It's amazing. #2 is culture. We want to have a culture of not like-minded women, but like-hearted women who truly care about the next woman's, the next entrepreneur, the next mother, the next human being's success. And that's why Alicia and Helen are here giving up their services. They're not paid to be here. They're actually paying to be here. Not that they paid an investment, but investing their most valuable asset, which is their time. It's the only thing that you cannot put in a safe deposit box. You can't store it away. You can't recreate it, not even with ChatGPT, right? It gives you some of your time back, but you cannot recreate the time that they've invested here. And I don't take it lightly. Number 3 is community. A community that thrives, a community that trains, teaches, positions women entrepreneur in front of the trends, in front of the waves, in front of modern technology, in front of knowledge that is not so freely offered. And number 4 is communication. And number 5 is absolutely cash flow. Ladies, if you are not, and gentlemen, if you are not making money, making an income in what you love to do, then something's wrong. ChatGPT can help you do that. Alicia, matter of fact, give us a prompt on how to make money. And then I'm going to share my... Sure. What should be a prompt if you are a novice, if you are an amateur? Because the reality is every pro was once an amateur.
That's right? That's right.
And so what is one prompt that you would give ChatGPT in order to just increase your revenue, multiple streams, a side gig, something of the nature? So Alicia, we need a prompt. Helen is ready. Helen, she's over there ready. What's the prompt?
So 2 things. Let's say you don't have a business yet. You are going to go to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, my name is Alicia Little. I don't have a business, but I would like to start one because I want to make an extra $5,000 a month. I will be giving you my resume and my bio, and I would like for you to give me ideas. And then I'll pick the idea that I like and give me a game plan to making that $5,000 a month with this. So what it will do is it will say, okay, give me your bio and your resume. So the first thing you always have to do is train it. So tell it what the mission is. Don't just give it the bio and resume. Tell it what the mission is. So upload your bio, upload your resume. If you don't have a bio, just tell it as much as you can about yourself, your passions, what you love. Then you give it your resume. And then ChatGPT will come back and say, okay, I have your bio and your resume. You ready for the ideas? You can say, yes, I'm ready for the ideas. Boom, it'll give you all these ideas and a description of it and a little bit about, how you're going to make that $5,000 a month with that idea, your side hustle. And then you say, I like idea 3 the best. You're a pet lover, so it tells you to set up a doggy daycare because you also tell it you have 5 extra acres on your land, whatever. So now it'll say, here's the plan for your doggy daycare. Here's how much you should charge. Here's all of the different Or if you pick that you wanted to do something digital, you want to create courses. It's like, here's the course that you could create. Here's the platforms to put it on. Here's your marketing plan. Here's how you launch it. And you just dig deeper with it and tell it to go further. Give me a 1-year plan on how to do this, accomplish this within 1 year, or, anything that you want, you tell it. And then the second way, sorry, go ahead.
No, I said, love it. Go ahead.
Second way is if you already have a business. So you're going to, and I did this with ChatGPT. You're going to go to ChatGPT and said, I made $1,500,000 last year in my business. Here's what I did. Here's, my game plan. Here's all the products that I sell. Go check out my website. Here's how I made the money. This much in training, this much in speaking, this much in course creation, And then you could say, I would like for you to give me a game plan on how I can double my income for 2024, 2025.
Okay, I'm out of here. How to double? Like I'm done. Bye. It's over. It's a wrap. I got work to do. I love it. Wow. Okay, right. So if you found any value from this Sunday speaker series, we want you to be here next Sunday. Alicia won't be here next Sunday, but she is coming back. If you're a part of Global Women Speakers, we have a special something for you. Here's the deal. If you have a Fortune 500, 5,000 company, Alicia does consulting, not just for you, but for your entire organization. And so I highly recommend her without hesitation.
Thank you.
She is a member of Global Women Speakers.
Thank you.
She is unbelievable. I could just tell you this. the GOATs, greatest of all times. These are women who are not just talking about what they read or just what they saw on ChatGPT. They're actually doing the work. And that's what we want to be with. You want to make sure that you're aligned with the person that can guide you to your goals and to your dreams and help you be more effective and efficient. And that's what AI is all about. I can confess that I was like, oh my gosh, what's AI? I don't want to do it. People yeah. And you know what? Who told me about it? They told me, well, not told me about AI, but told me that I need to embrace it. It was Les Brown. Right. You guys all know Les Brown. He called me and he calls me Tina May. And he said, hey, oh my gosh, Tina May, have you heard about this Chat GPT? And I'm like, yes, I have. He said, get this. It does all of these things. And he was ranting and raving. To be 70 years old talking about Chat GPT, that gave me a wake-up call. And he also said that, yes, we have it, but just remember this, those people, those select remnant of people that hone in on their personal skills, they're going to put themselves a step above as well. They're going to separate themselves from the people who are not, because there are going to be some industries that still look for live people. Nothing will replace the human touch. Nothing will. I know AI can't give you a hug. AI can't give you a shoulder to cry on. AI, there's a lot of things that AI cannot do, but with the things that it can, you need to totally like consume it, become it, spend 15 minutes a day. That's how I started, just spending 15 minutes a day. And then it became so intriguing that I said, you know what? Next thing I know, I was spending an hour or two. I was like, this is insane. I began to love it. Now I enjoy it. And at first I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't care. Nothing beats what I write. And AI would generate something for me. And I'll be like, I don't like that. And I would write my own. But you know what? I was investing 30 minutes to 2 to 3 hours to write it. Right. I'm going to tell you this. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you can hear anything that's coming out of my mouth, and if you cannot listen to the words, but listen to my heart. We want to put you in a position where you become self-sufficient. We want to make sure that it does not matter who's in the White House, but who's in your house. We want you to take your family and be responsible for them. We want to give you the tools, the systems, the hacks, the secrets, the techniques that would allow you to be massively successful. And success is subjective. Success to you just may be paying off your house and spending time with your grandkids. It may be taking that trip that when you worked for 30 years, you could not take. It may be firing your boss and doing what you truly enjoy. It just may be waking up when you're done sleeping. Just because you're done sleeping, that's why you're awake. Or it may be having the funds to take care of that special someone that needs medical attention or needs to be placed with personal care. Whatever success is to you, we at Global Women Speakers, as well as our Sunday Speaker Series, as well as Women of Truth, Helen Aha, as well as the Alicia, Queen of AI, the GOAT. We're here because we have a common denominator, and that common denominator is to serve. So with that being said, it is now a wrap. But before we go, I would love for Alicia and Helen to give us a parting word, a parting sentence, a parting quote, just something that will take you from Sunday until next Sunday when we meet again here on Sunday Speaker Series, sponsored by Global Women Speakers. With that being said, Helen, over to you, your parting words.
Yeah, I love this quote by Rumi, who says, what you are seeking is seeking you. If there was ever a higher reason to believe in a destiny that's greater than what we are living now, this is it, this quote. What we really wish for ourselves is also wanting to be with us. So we must realize we are out there ready to have what it is that we really deeply desire. We have to optimize and really open to these new opportunities so that we can also keep manifesting, growing, and getting more of what we really deserve and really desire. Thank you so much, Alicia, and to you also, Dr. Tina, for all the work you're doing. Thank you so much to both of you.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Alicia, over to you.
Yeah, I would say be open to change. And as you grow, lift others with you and teach them and train them, because there's so much satisfaction in that. And hearing you talk about Les Brown, when he didn't believe in ChatGPT, I actually went over to his house with my laptop and I showed him how ChatGPT can write a speech as Les Brown. And when I read that speech out, he was completely blown away. But the first thing is that at 70, how old was he last year? 76, maybe? How old? Yeah. At 76, he was open enough, because I saw he was saying something on social about AI. I said, would you let me come over and teach you what I know about ChatGPT and AI so you can have a different perspective? And he said, yes, he was open to it. And that's the first step, is to being open to it. And then the second is to, embracing the change, especially if it's a change for good, and then bringing other people along with you, which I always believe in. So when you were telling that story, I was like, yes.
Alignment, right? Alignment.
Right.
And yes, he's been on our Sunday speaker series, and I know he's willing to come back as well. So that's awesome.
I love it.
Wow. Thank you, Alicia.
You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Helen, and to your whole community that's here and that's watching us today or watching this on a replay. Thank you so much for just supporting Dr. Tina and everything that she does and lifting her up, because we all lift you up. I've seen so many of your comments and your fans and people that are so appreciative of all that you do for everyone, and especially for us women. So hats off to you. And thank you so much for all that you do, for inviting me here today, and for just having the passion to serve women at such a high level. Thank you so much.
Aw, thank you so much, Heart Center. Thank you for being my sister. Thank you for just jumping in. Like you're incredible. Thank you for being here. Remember Alicia Little, follow her on LinkedIn. Helen, follow her on LinkedIn. And so my quote is this, and I want to read this quote to you. It's on my phone, because so many times, oftentimes we hear the saying, well, I can't do that because I was adopted, or I can't do that because I didn't graduate from college. I can't do that because I don't have the money. I can't do that because, is this not in my family? We don't have any entrepreneurs, or we can't. We think of the ways why we can't do something. And I just believe there are so many generational curses, if you believe in generational curses, that we must break, whatever that may be. My mom was in a fatal car accident when I was in the 5th grade. And I just remember our lives being changed. The transition was very difficult for me. Seeing my mom, not able to be physically mobile, in a coma for 3 months, to us living somewhere that I totally love, to living somewhere that I despise, right? That transition was really hard. And so it says, it's up to us to break generational curses. When they say it runs in my family, including high blood pressure and all of those things, Helen told you that you can heal yourself. All of those things say it used to run in my family until it ran into me. Yes, it used to run in my family. Break those generational curses, poverty, depression, anxiety, all of the things that do not serve you. It used to run in your family until it ran into you. Be that change maker, be that generational maker, be that curse breaker, be, that one. There is a parable. It talks about how just all you need is just one. You just need one, right? Buddha was that one. Jesus Christ was that one. It only takes one. And when I say this, I say it with so much passion, because you may be that one. Just think, if your bloodline is depending on you, if the universe is depending on you to bring a message, to bring a product, to bring a service to the world, and you take it to your grave. Do you know the graveyard is the wealthiest place on earth? It is. It's the wealthiest place on earth. It may not be the happiest, but it is the wealthiest. Think of all those dreams, those goals, those aspirations, those ideas that people did not pursue for whatever reason, and they die with them. I am beseeching you, do not allow that to happen to you, because we need you. We need you to survive, and we're counting on you to start that business. We're counting on you to create that cure. We're counting on you. You don't have to be Steve Jobs or a Warren Buffett. You don't have to be you. Be you. You have that gift that you must deliver to the world. You are pregnant, and it is time that you give birth. This is July. This is literally half time. And what we do now is not what we did in January, February. It's okay if you didn't achieve those aspirations that you set forth 2024. You can't go back and create a new beginning, but you can start from now, from today, from July 14th, and you can start a new ending. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored. I'm absolutely flustered that little old me get to come here every single Sunday on Sunday Speaker Series, bringing you the best of the best, sharing my resources and my network with each and every one of you. I just want to say thank you, gracias, merci. In any language, I could not give you the gratitude that I feel. Shout out and super, super, super proud to be aligned with powerful women like Helen Aha and Alicia Little, the AI queen. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for us. We just want to say thank you for being here. Come back next week and bring a friend. Sunday Speaker Series sponsored by Global Women Speakers every single Sunday. Next week, we're going to have a gentleman that's a tribal attorney. He talks about trust. I literally just got my trust done. Like, you can really take your businesses, put them in your trust, take your name off of your business and have your trust as the owner. I didn't know anything about that. But you know what that does? It allows you to own nothing but control everything. We're going to have a gentleman that is a 7-figure real estate mogul. When I say mogul, I mean mogul. How many of you have a dream of buying an apartment building or a hotel? I know I do. And I could go on and on and on, but I'm just going to let you know that we will have the best. This July is the GOAT series, the greatest of all times, like Muhammad Ali and the rest of the people that came before us. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you from the top of my heart. God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless your dreams. That's it for us. Bye-bye.